Good morning. Welcome to the Monday Live. And we are mid-August, aren't we? And my goodness, it's been some kind of summer, waiting for a little bit of rain, although we did actually have some, but it's so little. We had some this morning while I was playing football with Alfie. There you go. All right, what are we on? We are Staymaning, aren't we? Staymaning this month. And we are negative doubling on the Fridays. Just started a new topic, so quite interesting. So Stayman, yep, some of it's straightforward. Today we're doing other Stayman, so again taking an excerpt from the big seminar and just looking at other Staymans. Worthwhile understanding them even if you never use them. Some of it particularly with the change in the way people open one no trump now. If you open one no trump all the time with a 5-card Magee, you do need to consider, you know, the way you respond. And this is what's interesting. Quite often people change, you know, the way they bid, and they don't actually change anything else. And this is the same with things like 2/1 game forcing and all sorts. Basically, if you change your system, the whole system changes. And it's a huge change, it's not just a small change. Quick reminder, next Monday is a bank holiday, so we are not going to be broadcasting on that Monday, but we will the next Monday, which is September the 1st, and I'll keep that on this topic. So I'll pretend it's not preemptember because it's just one day in, okay, but we'll be moving in to preemptember at that point, and of course talking about all things preemptive, etc. In terms of events and things like that, all change. Well, first of all, Denham Grove. I know a lot of you have been there, may have been slightly underwhelmed by some things. It's under new management, Denham, and so far so good. The last two events have been very good. I mean, the bridge facilities have always been brilliant there, but the food, etc., has been better. So I'm going to see if I can bring it up there. There's the next one that I'm doing in September. And so looking forward to that. That is on hand evaluation, but we've got a whole range of events there, including of course Christmas, New Year and the reboot, if you've never done the reboot. And it's, I think we're rebooting the defence in January. It's a great way to start the year. We usually have some fun there, so do look that up. The other thing that is going on, of course, is that we are now a tour operator. So let me just show you the first event there. We are now a tour operator, and the first event we are promoting is Tenerife. And I think you can still get the early bird offer today. I think it went until the 18th of August, which is today. So, and the early bird offer offers no single supplement off the original doubles price. Actually the doubles are being given a £100 off, so it sort of works two ways, as it were, but both are pretty good offers, so do look at that. That's Tenerife in March, and we will be then in about a week or so's time we'll be launching all sorts of events, so do look out. We are getting very much ready to launch all sorts. Very exciting times, so we will keep you posted with that. And if you want the emails, of course, just drop us a line. You can always phone, but send us an email, and you can go on the emailing list and get all of the information, whether it's special offers, etc., etc. Because now we're in control, we can do what we want. You know, so yeah, apologies for those affected by the ceasing of trading of the company that we used to work with. The old travel agent, Your Holidays, etc., did unfortunately stop working, as it were. So it made a lot of difference, but we are now in control, and you can rest assured that that should be a positive thing. We can control the prices, we can control the tools, we can talk to you because you'll be speaking to us firsthand and speaking to those in the office. So really good stuff and exciting. As I say, Fridays negative doubles. You've got the usual teams, of course, on the Wednesdays throughout. So and don't forget, we do have our online game of bridge. At the moment, only 3 or 4 tables on Into Bridge tonight at 7:30, but I'll start promoting that again as the bridge season starts again in September. So remember, it's a free game on Into Bridge every Monday at 7:30. Yeah, so do join it if you can, and we'll bolster that and get a few more players. In fact, I might play a game soon, maybe in September, where I'll record it for posterity, as it were. We'll see. Okay, what are we doing? We are, as usual, I think I do a 5-level decision, don't I? So I showed this to those of you on the Friday. You'll have seen this. Seems a bit odd, this one, because it doesn't look like a 5-level decision, but it came up in a game on Q+, so I thought I'd show you this. So 2 spades double, and it's your bid. So a quick auction, 2 spades double, and it's your bid. So I'm asking you what to bid. It's I call it a 5-level decision, which seems a bit odd, doesn't it? But I'll leave that with you, and we will come back to that after the little seminar. So let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Other Staymans. So we're dealing with Stayman. We looked at Stayman and various nuances of Stayman last week. And now I think it's really important that we see the other Staymans, because one of the things, it's a very, very common system, and it is important to understand that not everybody plays it the same way. Particularly this example, non-promissory Stayman. Well, of course, it sounds a very grand title. It's not. What it means is that some people will bid Stayman without having any length in the majors, particularly at all. Okay, and that's important. And of course, we're generally talking 4-card majors. Well, even playing 5-card Stayman, you can bid Stayman without holding a 4-card major. So it's important to understand, why would anybody want to play 4-card Stayman, which is non-promissory? Well, the general reason is that they have a big system, and they play what are called all transfers. So they don't just use 2 diamonds as a transfer to hearts, they use 2 hearts as a transfer to spades, they use 2 spades as a transfer to clubs, and they use 2 no trumps as a transfer to diamonds. Now, I don't necessarily recommend it. I have played it in the past. But what that then means is that 2 no trumps over 1 no trump is not natural, of course. In their system, 2 no trumps shows diamonds. So the only way they have of making a raise in no trumps to 2 no trumps is to bid Stayman first, which in their system doesn't promise anything. And over partner's response, they then bid 2 no trumps, and that just says, partner, I want to invite you to game. It says nothing about their major suit holdings. So that is what non-promissory Stayman is. Nothing spectacular. All it means is that if they bid 2 clubs, the partner bids 2 hearts, and they rebid 2 no trumps, they are not saying they have 4 spades in their hand, which we would, don't forget. If we bid Stayman, most of us, normal Stayman, if it goes 2 clubs and partner bids 2 hearts, I'm either going to agree the hearts, or I've got spades. That is promissory Stayman, where we promise a 4-card major. Does that make sense? Okay, so in normal Stayman, we are showing 1 4-card major at least, and if partner shows our 4-card major, we support it. If he doesn't show our 4-card major, we go back to no trumps, but our partner will know that we have the other major. Okay, so it's exactly the same as normal Stayman. However, for systemic reason, it does not always show. Okay, and it doesn't mean much, but every so often you might be surprised. Oh, I thought you'd have a 4-card spade suit, and the reason is because they're probably playing this. Okay, it does mean there are very different inferences. However, if the bidding goes 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 3 no trumps, then actually they will have the unbid major, because of course they could have just bid 3 no trumps normally. So it's only when they rebid 2 no trumps that they have different inferences, a jump to 3 no trumps, and they should still have the same inferences, if that makes sense. Okay, so it's only that 2 no trump rebid. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. Let's look at the 5-card Stayman, because I don't play 5-card Stayman. I used to quite a lot. But if you regularly open with a 5-card major, I open quite a bit, because if my 5-card major is weak, if it only has one high card in it, then I tend to think, look, I don't want to bid it twice. As soon as I have 2 of the top 3, particularly ace, queen, ace, king, king, queen, I like to show the major because I love my majors. But if you are one of these people who always opens 1 no trump with a 5-card major, you need to be playing 5-card Stayman. The problem is, 95% of the people who play that way, they've been taught it as a beginner, or Andrew Robertson or various people will teach them to do it. They're not taught to play 5-card Stayman. You know, so they're clearly not playing the complete system. Okay. A lot of you may have played 5-card Stayman over 2 no trumps. We'll look at that as well. So if you regularly open 1 no trump with a 5-card major, then you would prefer to find fits, particularly if the responder has 3 spades and a singleton heart, for example. If you've got a 5-3 spade fit, you'd love to be in 4 spades. So you'd have to use 5-card Stayman to do it if you want to. It's a very common thing over 2 no trumps, not unreasonable to play it over 1 no trump. Okay. So bear that in mind. Now you can play it very simply. And simple 5-card Stayman is very easy in a way. The response to 2 clubs shows 5-card majors. Okay, the 2 diamond response says, I haven't got a 5-card major, and you can then bid 4-card majors up the line. Okay, so let me show that. So I have not got a 4-card major, I have 5 hearts, I have 5 spades, and actually, if you're happy to forego, if you're happy to say, let's not play garbage Stayman at all, because you're going to find you won't be able to play garbage Stayman much anyway, then you can actually have the 2 no trump response basically saying, partner, I don't have 4-card majors either. Okay, but it's slightly more complicated, so we're going to leave that out here. Let's look at the simplified version. I have no 4-card major, it's 2 diamonds, 2 hearts and 2 spades show 5 of a major. Okay, over the 2 diamond response, you show your 4-card majors. I will mention puppet as well. So there's lots of things going on here. You do not need to play these, but you may well play against these systems. And understanding particularly the puppet, which we'll look at, the puppet nature, is interesting. Notice that if you open a weak no trump and you're searching for 5-card majors, you don't need the puppet aspect, because quite often if you're going for game, the 2 hands will be of similar strength. As we'll see over a 2 no trump opening, it's very, very different. Okay. So 2 diamonds, I have no 5-card major, sorry, 2 hearts, 2 spades. So this hand, for example, opposite a 1 no trump opening, it's not unreasonable to think that if partner's got a 5-card major, you'd want to play in 4 hearts or 4 spades. Can you see that? A weak doubleton. Okay, now, to be honest, I'd expect most people over 1 no trump to bid 3 no trumps. I certainly would, playing my system. Okay, but actually the weaker the major, the more you might want to play in it. Partner's got queen, jack to 5 spades. A lot of the time you've got to knock out the ace of spades. They lead a diamond. You may well be better off in 4 spades. Okay, so particularly if you open with all 5-card majors, you should really be playing 5-card Stayman, so you'd bid 2 clubs. Remember, if you're not playing 5-card Stayman, you do not bid Stayman here. So 1 no trump opening, in my system, I'm playing 4-card Stayman, I would just bid 3 no trumps. Okay. But if you play 5-card Stayman, here's the auction, 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 4 hearts. Okay, I would probably open 1 no trump as well with the East hand, but I wouldn't be playing, I'm not playing 5-card Stayman, so I would miss the best contract. As you can see, in 4 hearts, most of the time you're going to lose at most 1 heart, 1 diamond and 1 club. Okay, in 3 no trumps, you've got 2 suits to develop here. So even if they don't lead diamonds at the start, you could maybe develop your clubs and make sort of 9 tricks. Okay, but you know, to make more than 9, you'd need to try and knock out a heart as well. So you'd end up, surely most of the time here, only making 9 tricks at most. Clearly, if they lead a diamond, you may well go down anyway. Okay, so you can see 5-card Stayman in action there. Of course, remember, it's more complicated. That's the only problem. I mean, the idea being You can't use garbage Stayman so much, which again, with the weak no trump, is going to come up fairly, a fair bit of time. Well, maybe 10% of Stayman hands, maybe less than that, maybe 5% of Stayman. So it's not going to come up that much. Opposite a strong no trump, and again, a lot of things lean towards the strong no trump because there's more Americans than British, in that sense. So, but playing pairs, you want to play the weak no trump. So it's a fine line. But in America, they're not worried about garbage Stayman. Doesn't come up much if you're opening a 15 to 17, and therefore they're quite happy to play the 5-card Stayman. Okay, so let's just see 5-card Stayman on this hand. A little bit more complicated, and that's what I mean, because it goes 1 no trump from East. Let's say it could have been 1 no trump from either player, but let's put East on bid. Now, you clearly want to know about 4-card majors. Playing simple Stayman, it goes 1 no trump from East, 2 clubs, 2 spades, 4 spades. Nice and simple. Playing 5-card Stayman, it would go 2 clubs, 2 diamonds. I haven't got a 5-card major. And then we would simply bid majors up the line. 2 hearts only shows 4, apologies. 2 spades would show 4. And of course, we'd end up in 4 spades. So 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, I haven't got a 5-card major. 2 hearts, I've got 4 hearts. 2 spades, I've got 4 spades. And not 4 hearts, of course. If you'd had 4 hearts, you'd have agreed. So it's a little bit more complicated, but hopefully not too bad. Okay. So that's opposite 1 no trump. Opposite 2 no trumps, you have a lot more unbalanced hands. So what we call semi-balanced hands. So you're going to have a lot of 5-card majors and a lot of maybe even 5-4-2-2 hands. You might even open 2 no trumps with a singleton ace. So bearing that in mind, finding a 5-3 fit again can be valuable. Okay, so again, I have to be honest, playing on the Wednesday teams, I only play 4-card Stayman, and I'll tell you how many times it's made a difference so far in the 5 years we've been going in a moment. But first of all, let's discuss. You can easily have a 5-card major, so again, it's probably worth having 5-card Stayman. You would like the 2 no trump opener to be playing the contract as much as possible, and we will see that. Okay. So again, 5-card Stayman, exactly the same as I showed it over 1 no trump. Okay. Over 3 diamond response, you can show 4-card majors up the line the same way. I will show you how to do this to get the 2 no trump bidder playing the contract most of the time. Okay. So you want the strong hand to be declarer. So the ideal scenario is that the responder does not bid the major they're going to play in. So if it goes 2 no trumps, 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, I haven't got a 5-card major. What people will often play is this idea of puppet, where the responder, the weaker hand, bids the major they do not have. And by doing that, if they have a fit in a major, it means the opener or the stronger hand can then bid that suit. I mean, it's much easier to see it as an example. You don't have to play this, but it's quite valuable to see it happen because, of course, you'll see it in auctions against you. Okay, so let's look at that. 3 diamonds says I do not have a 5-card major, but I do have at least 1 4-card major. Okay. 3 hearts, I have 5 hearts. 3 spades, I have 5 spades. And 3 no trumps says I have no 4-card major or 5-card major. Okay. Are you happy with that? Okay. So what happens after the 3 diamond bid is that the responder bids the major he does not hold. If the responder has both majors, this will come up once in a blue moon, but in theory the responder can then rebid at the 4 level in a minor. 4 clubs, for example, partner, I've got both majors, you've told me you've got one because you've responded 3 diamonds. When we look at the 3 diamond bid, I have at least 1 4-card major. So the responder, by bidding over 3 no trumps to 4 clubs or 4 diamonds, whatever you agree. Says partner, bid the major, bid. I've got both majors, so you bid whichever major you've got because we've got a fit. It seems overly complicated, that, for me, but it does make sure the 2 no trump bidder plays it. It'll come up once every 2 years, and when it does come up, it may not make a difference anyway, because you might make the same number of tricks whoever plays it, and sometimes it'll even make more played by the weaker hand. So it looks too complicated for me. Okay, but 4 diamonds to show both majors, John's saying, I agree actually, that's probably slightly better, because then you can bid 3 clubs, 4 clubs to show clubs naturally. Okay, but again, it's just not going to come up enough. I will tell you that I during the teams matches, 12 boards a week for 5 years, there's not been one hand that 5 card Stayman would have made a difference over the 2 no trumps openers we've had. Okay, so that's bearing in mind. Now, it's a very small number, you know, of examples, but there's not been one hand. Okay, so bear that in mind. So do not worry about if you're not playing 5 card Stayman, because it's probably not going to make enough difference on enough hands. But if you want to get to the exact right contract, and bear in mind also playing teams, the 10 points don't make so much difference. So that clearly 3 no trumps might have been making when 4 hearts was a better contract. So let's see them in example. Okay, 2 no trumps from partner. You do want to bid Stayman with this hand. If you're playing 5 card Stayman, definitely want to play it. Okay, because of course, if your partner's got 5 hearts or 5 spades, surely you want to be in it. Here, for example, it's a lovely hand. Okay, partner's opened with, let's have a look, 1821 points, 2 no trumps. You bid 5 card. Remember, if you're playing 4 card Stayman, don't bid it. Makes no sense to bid it. Okay, because your partner's only showing 4 card majors, so you would just raise to 3 no trumps. But here, 2 no trumps, 3 clubs, 3 hearts. I do have 5 hearts, partner. 4 hearts, and as you can see, 4 hearts is a great contract. Just losing probably 1 diamond and 1 spade, assuming you go for the extra tricks. So what do I mean by that? Well, aim for a diamond rough, and if you aim for a diamond rough, you'll make an extra trick. Quite often that can be important. So those playing in no trumps, if they might get a spade lead here. Okay, and if they get a spade lead, they're likely to make 10 tricks. So if you're playing in 4 hearts, you need to pursue the 11th trick. Looks pretty easy to me. Take a diamond rough there, as long as the hearts break, surely you're only going to lose 1 diamond and 1 spade. So 11 tricks are there for the taking, but they're not if you draw trumps. Okay, you then have to rely on clubs coming in. Okay, so if you play 5 card Stayman, you get to the right contract, you do still have to play it well. Okay, here's a different one. 2 no trumps from East. Okay, and look at those lovely queens. You'd love the lead to come up to you, wouldn't you? Okay, so Stayman, 3 diamonds. Remember, we're playing 5 card Stayman here. So playing normal Stayman, this is simple. 3 clubs, 3 spades, 4 spades. And we've got the right player playing it. But if you're playing 5 card Stayman, okay, here we're going to play 5 card puppet Stayman. Okay, so West bids 3 hearts. Partner, I have 4 spades, because I want you to play the contract. So I don't have 4 hearts. That's saying I have 4 spades. If I didn't have 4 cards in either, I'd just bid 3 no trumps here. Okay, all right, so 3 hearts says I have 4 spades, so it jumped to 4 spades there. Okay, or you could cube it on the way, etc. The key is that East plays the hand. And as you can see, a diamond lead or a club lead would be quite handy, because it would give your queen power in the minors. It won't always make a difference. Okay, it won't always make a difference, but you'd prefer generally the lead to come up to the strong hand, and also the strong hand to be disguised. Perhaps they lead a spade, you draw spades, but you could lead a club up to the queen. They don't know what you've got in clubs because you've got the strength. Okay. Let's change the hand again. 2 no trumps, 3 clubs, 5 card Stayman, 3 diamonds. I have got a 4 card major. Remember, that makes sense. Okay, all right. 3 hearts. I have 4 spades. Okay, you happy with that? So of course East bids 3 no trumps. Do not worry, most of you won't play this, but you'll come across people playing it quite a lot. So they should alert it. So 3 hearts here should be alerted. You don't have to ask. You ask when you're on opening lead. That's really important here. Don't help them in the auction because they get confused. And this is why I say it's dubious whether you play this because it doesn't come up that often, and I see a lot of people get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, it's really not worth playing at all. Okay, so 3 hearts is showing spades, 3 no trumps, partner, we haven't got a fit. Okay, and this is the one where people are talking about which they play. I agree 4 diamonds looks best. I'm going to put 4 clubs in this example, but 2 no trumps, 3 clubs. Have you got a 5 card major? Notice the response. So this isn't the example yet. I tell a lie. It's going to be the next one. Again, the responses are interesting. 3 diamonds says I haven't got a 5 card major, but I have got a 4 card major. So what's the response with this hand? It's 3 no trumps. Okay, so remember, if you play 5 card Stayman, 3 diamonds doesn't just deny a 5 card major, it promises at least 1 4 card major. Okay, and this is the one I meant, the very final example. 2 no trumps, 3 clubs. This time we bid 3 diamonds. We have got a 4 card major. So now West knows he's got a fit. But West wants his partner to play the contract. Okay, so does that make sense? So West knows they have a fit in a major, but wants his partner to play the contract. I think 4 diamonds is probably best here. So ignore in fact, I tell you what, let's just quickly, I'll just quickly edit the last slide and we'll do that. Bear with me. You can see what I'm doing, of course, I think. Oh no, you can't. Maybe you can. All right, there we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, so this is the last slide. Sorry about that. 2 no trumps, 3 clubs, 3 diamonds. I haven't got a 5 card major, but I have got a 4 card major. And with both majors, responder can bid 4 diamonds. Okay, I've come across people bidding 4 clubs as well. I think people would prefer to be able to bid 3 clubs, 4 clubs to show clubs over 2 no trumps. And maybe one of, maybe your version of that. But here, 4 diamonds, I have both majors, you bid your major. Okay, and it goes 4 hearts. On this particular hand, I don't think it's going to make much difference who's actually playing the contract. And that's what I'm saying. So, how much difference does puppet makes? I would say it's going to make a difference probably 1 hand in every 2 years if you play 2 or 3 times a week. So, be wary of some of these conventions because, as I say here, I don't think the lead is going to make much difference, and I don't think them knowing about our hand is going to make much difference. Maybe they'll discard a 4th diamond, but equally maybe they'll discard a 4th spade without knowing. So whichever hand is disguised might make a difference on this one. So I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of difference. So a lot of information there. I'm sure some of you play it. What would I say about playing puppet Stayman over a weak no trump 5 card puppet? The only thing I would say is if you already play 5 card puppet over 2 no trumps, if you're then going to play 5 card Stayman over 1, you may as well play it the same way. Okay, so if you're used to something, it's not unreasonable to play it the same way. And bear in mind, as I say, if you always open with a 5 card major in 1 no trump, I don't recommend it, because you're clearly not using judgment. But if you do always, then you should consider playing 5 card Stayman. Okay, because otherwise you're going to miss some good fits. Okay, well, there you go. I feel exhausted after all that. Remember, don't have to play any of it. Obviously, I do recommend normal Stayman, which of course is what we spent most of this month talking about. Let's go back to the 5-level decision. So there you go. 2 spades, double, and it's your bid. Now, for me, I want you to think ahead. I got a few people suggesting 4 diamonds and 5 diamonds on this hand, what they call even 3 diamonds, fit jumps. I think the worry I've got here is the opponents clearly have a big heart fit. I do not want them to be able to bid hearts easily here. If I tell you, let's say your opponents bid to 5 hearts, are you going to give up at 5 hearts? You've got a big spade fit. So if you are going to give up at 5 hearts, by all means, just bid something small. 4 spades. Okay. I don't see the advantage of bidding diamonds here. I want to keep the opponents out of the auction. I know, as far as I'm concerned, I think probably 75% of the time they are going to be making 6 hearts. Okay. So give your partner ace king to 6 spades or king queen to 6 spades. Okay, you know, king queen to 6 spades, they're probably making 7 hearts most of the time. Remember, we are on lead. We can't give ourselves a club rough. They've got a likely double fit. I'm sure they've got lots of clubs as well. Partner might have 2 tricks, the ace of spades and another ace, but he shouldn't have ace king to 6, so he might have ace queen to 6, but he probably won't have ace queen to 6 and another ace. So I would suspect that partner is aceless here. Sorry, other than the ace of spades possibly. As far as I'm concerned, I always want to bid 5 spades over 5 hearts. Okay, why do I say that? Well, how many tricks am I going to make? Well, if partner's got 2 diamonds, there's a fair chance that we'll only lose 1. I mean, they might get a rough, but we should be able to establish the suit. So let's say we lose 1 diamond, 1 heart. That's not unreasonable to think we're only losing 1 spade. So 5 spades is a good sacrifice. We could just bid 6 spades here, but that makes life too easy for them for me. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, I think 6 hearts is making most of the time, but are they going to bid 6 hearts? 5 spades is surely making life the most difficult you can. It's what's called an advanced sacrifice. It's very rare. The clue was that I told you this was a 5-level decision. So for me, 5 spades puts the pressure on. Now they might get it right, and if they do bid 6 hearts over it, I probably still will sacrifice. But I think I put maximum pressure on them. Okay, because remember, they have no idea that I've got 8 diamonds in my hand, so they might just have a 5-4 heart fit. South's got 4 hearts and 9 points. Why is he just going to jump? So why is he just going to bid 6 hearts? So I think I would bid 5 spades here, put maximum pressure on. Okay, and at the auction, that's what I did at the table, and that finished the auction. I mean, let's have a look at the hands. Now, you might say they should have got it right, but for South just to blast out 6 hearts over 5 spades, I think is pressure. However, I think over 4 spades, it feels like a normal 5-heart bid. Does that make sense? So South's just got 1 ace in his hand. I think it's a bit of a gamble bidding 6 hearts. I've got a lot of sympathy with a 6-heart bid, a double. And they, of course, double and take us. They do take us, well, 3 off unless they find the diamond rough, which they might do, you know, because they can see the club void. It could go ace of hearts, and I think they should do. They should take 4 tricks, okay? The ace of hearts, ace of spades, ace of diamonds, and a diamond rough, in which case we are 2 off, doubled, which is just 500. 500 is a profit, isn't it? Okay, because all those diamonds are going to be winners. You know, they can't stop us roughing those, as it were. I mean, they can play the ace of clubs and put the pressure on, but we should still be able to get there in the end to the east hand. And so Should South get it right? I don't know. Would you have got it right? I think it's maximum pressure, isn't it? That's the key. I think if it goes 4 spades, a lot of Souths will bid 5 hearts. And once South has bid 5 hearts, are you going to stop North bidding 6? Does that make sense? Can you see? I don't think you are you? North, oh my goodness, if my partner can bid 5 hearts, surely he's got Queen to 5 and something else. And the something else is either a king in the minors or an ace. Can you see what I mean? So, but over 5 spades, when South doubles, North's got no idea what's in South's hand. Again, if South gets it right, well done South. But I think you've made it as difficult as you possibly can for South. And that, of course, is our ambition. Our ambition on any given hand is to hopefully make our opponents make the final guess. As I say, if they did bid 6 hearts, though, I'd be still tempted to bid 6 spades. It's a bit naughty, okay, but I'd be tempted to. But of course, they should manage, I think, to make probably 6 hearts. Picking up the clubs, they should probably get it right. Anyway, let's finish off with that bidding quiz. There we go. Don't forget, you can always get the answer for the bidding quiz, whether you're a member or not. As I always say at this point, I wonder why you're not a member, but there you go. 1 heart, you double that. Your West, you double South's 1 heart opener. It goes pass 1 spade from partner. Pass, and it's your bid. So it's love all, 1 heart, double for takeout from you. Pass 1 spade from partner. Pass, and it is your turn to bid. Good luck with that one. You can get the answer whether you're a member or not. Don't forget, in the usual place. One of the things I forgot to mention, I've been bigging up, and I'm going to start trying to combine some of the Mondays lives with clubs. So if you're interested, it requires nothing from you. It just requires you, if it's okay, I will mention your club, give someone at your club a free 1-month membership, and send in a hand, and we'll talk. That's all. It'll probably take over from the theme, perhaps, of the 5-level decision or something like that. So please do send in details, and we will be in touch. Okay. I don't know when I'm going to start it, but please do. As I say, it requires nothing from you, really. It doesn't probably even require any permissions, so do send it in. Anyway, thanks for your company. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll see some of you on Wednesday, some of you on Friday, I hope. Those are the members, but for the non-members, remember, next Monday is a bank holiday, so I will be back on September the 1st. But other than that, we're running as usual on the Wednesdays and Fridays. Thanks for your company, and see you again soon.